Remember when we were back with another tier list? And finally just reached Under Night, which is funny to me. I wasn't actually expecting to do Under Night, but since I was already on the tier list maker, I might as well say, hey, let's rank my favorite Under Night characters. Now, I will say this, I don't have Unique Clear itself, so I won't be ranking characters like Landrekia. I don't remember exactly what he did in the story mode, really, and I don't remember much of him, I haven't played him at all, so I can't really rank him by gameplay either, so I'll have to figure out Landrekia once I get to him, but, for now, let's go get to the characters. Now we have Carmen. Carmen's okay. He never really stuck out to me as a character. Now, I like his design, and Bad Surface is a great song, but, Carmen never really stuck to me, Like, his gameplay's pretty fun, especially in Cross Tag Battle, and I like the idea of him using blood for his powers, because I live for that kind of shit. But, I don't know, I never thought much of Carmen. He's kind of just there to me, I can't remember exactly what he did in story mode. If I remember correctly, he saw this kid, and he didn't, I remember, him trying not to get close to some kid or something like that. But the point is, I really didn't think of much of Carmen. He's alright of a character. He's not my favorite, though. But he is very fun gameplay-wise. I like the fact that he had to sacrifice his health in order to use his blood powers. That's pretty cool, and it makes sense. Alright, here we go. Byakuya. Byakuya gets an A rank solely for Eat Beat Nest. That's the name of the song. That's the only reason he gets an A rank for me. Honestly, I don't know, man. I know there's probably more to Byakuya there was, but I kind of fell off the story mode trying to understand some of these characters, and the arcade mode really doesn't get much to work with. But, Byakuya being a cis kind of, drops my points a little bit. I mean, I can tolerate those kind of characters, but at the same time, I'm it can't really be somewhat the main focus of the character, and that kind of runs around with Byakuya. I kind of feel bad for the guy, but I'm he's pretty weird, and he's not my favorite. But hey, as I said before, Eat Beat Nest is a pretty damn good song. And I guess I'll drop him in B. That's not really fair, yeah. Okay, so he's in B now. Alright, here we go. Chaos. Chaos is the sole reason that I hate going to the story mode. Have you guys played the Under Night story mode and just went through it and just realized how much Chaos talks? I get it, he's the smart guy and he's trying to drop exposition and shit, but holy crap, dude. I just don't even like Chaos much in general. I like his little dragon Azidahaka, but that's it, dude. I don't like his gameplay. I don't like him in the story mode. I don't like his theme. I'm sorry, Erudite Eyes, I just don't like, man. It's one of my least favorite Under Night songs, and I just, it has its good moments, but I don't like the song all that much. So yeah, Chaos is not a particularly bad character. He's just not, he's pretty, just to me, again, no offense to anyone who likes Chaos. It's just that he's not my favorite. Eltnum, I mean, come on, dude. Eltnum gets an S rank, and I'm trying to keep her, characterization from Under Night, not her characterization from Melty Blood, because, they're kind of treating her as different characters, because she's called Eltnum here, and Sion and Melty Blood, but the major point is, she's a fun character, and you don't even see her in the story mode. You see her in the arcade mode, and, she literally just breaks the fourth wall and means the shit out of just hey, you guys know that I'm from a game called Melty Blood, and she just freaking memes the shit out of stuff, and I love that. Her gameplay is also pretty fun too, and granted, she's a character from Melty Blood, so everyone in Melty Blood's pretty fun, but I mean, and plus her theme's one of the best in the game, dude. Blood Drain, again, is one of the best songs. I mean, if you ever looked on YouTube, I think it has currently 3,000, the highest viewed Under Night video, I think, is Blood Drain again, and it has 3 million views as of now. 3 or 4 million, I can't remember. I can't look it up right now because I'm doing this tier list, but the point is, yeah, Eltnum, top tier character, let's go. Enkidu. Again, I don't remember shit about Enkidu from the story mode, but I'm putting him on A rank just for his gameplay alone. I love playing Enkidu. He's not a character I'll main at all, but he's a fun character. He feels pretty easy to get grips to, and his theme is pretty damn cool. This the sole fact is called Extreme Steam is also just Extreme Stream or something like that. But yeah, Enkidu's a pretty damn good character, pretty damn cool character. I hope to see if Under Night ever gets an updated version where they're just, they're gonna make a brand new story mode. I hope they do more with Enkidu, because he seems like a pretty interesting character, and I kind of really want to know more about him. But yeah, Gordo. Gordo's a tough call, but I'll give him. Whoops, messed up the thing. I'll give him an A. Gordo's not my favorite character, but I'll give him an A. He looks cool. His powers are cool. The guy wields a goddamn scythe. He's pretty laid back. Rushing Heart's a pretty damn good song. And, you know, the guy acts as a bartender, too, which is funny. You know, you see, like, this dude going around, like, hey, I'm the Grim Reaper and shit. But now I'm a bartender on my part-time. I'm bartender on the downtime. But yeah, Gordo's pretty chill, though. You know, and I love that they gave him English, Ian Sinclair's his English voice in BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. I like that, you know, because it perfectly fits him as a character, you know? He's perfectly, I don't know why, that voice perfectly fits him. Hilda, Hilda is a wild card for me. Hilda's a wild card. There's a bunch of things I kind of don't like about Hilda. Her Japanese voice grates on my nerves. She is incredibly dumb. I remember that much from the story. Well, I mean, hell, Hilda's about as dumb as Mika, and that's saying something. But she has the cool design. Her powers are really cool, and Overwhelmed Despair is a pretty sick song. But yeah, that's it. I don't like Hilda. I really don't. Like she's so. I can deal with stupid characters, but hot damn, man, you make Hilda think she's like the main villain, and like she's not really that bright, and then you're like, okay, we don't have then Under Night really doesn't have a true main villain that's actually any decent, but Hilda does have the power to somewhat back it up. So I don't know. I don't know the plans for Under Night. The game just seems kind of weird to me. Like the fact that the story mode's like a prequel to the arcade mode, I'm like, why would you do this? Why can't you just drag all the characters into the night and then explain what happens to them afterwards? Like, I don't know. I don't know, whatever. Hyde, the boy, the god himself. You know, I like Hyde. You know, he's not too, like, he's pretty basic for a character, but that's what people really like about the guy, you know? Like, he's just this dude, you know? Like, one thing about some characters, when they're just a regular guy dragged from a series and just thrown into, like, this fancy world, and they're gonna have to deal with the stress of it all. That's what Hyde pretty much is. He's literally just this dude who's just out one night, chilling, mind his own business, and boom, gets attacked by a void. I think they're called voids. And then, like, he gains the power, which is freaking, he could pull a sword from a portal in his hand, for Christ's sakes. First of all, that's one of the cool exists powers in this series. Second of all, it's like Hyde as a character. He's pretty overall chill and laid back and just wants to live his normal life. You know, just like your generic main character. But I think it works well in Hyde's case because, like, he's not, like, opposed to shit like this. He has to, you know, he knows he has to do this shit. He's not like the guy who constantly runs away from it. He's thrown into it. And he's like, you know what, shit, Linnae, you know, you helped me out. I might as well help you out. I mean, come on. Some main characters just want to run away from this shit and be like, dude, I just want to live my life. I just want to call it normal. But Hyde knows he has to kind of do it. He's like, you know, screw it. Shit, you helped me, Linnae. You know, I'm going to help you out. F it. Linnae. You know, as much as I like Linnae, I give her a B. Now, Linnae's not a terrible character. I like playing as her. Her theme is pretty cool. Nightwalker's a cool song. And I like her design. You know, it's simplistic, but you know there's some power behind her. She wields 2 goddamn swords. She's small, and then she wears, like, this freaking hoodie, like this yellow hoodie that makes her stand out. But other than that, Linnae's kind of a dull character. Like I don't know, she has her moments, but Linnae's kind of, you know, dull. And I get it. She's, you know, really old, and, you know, really old, wise, and experienced, but she has these moments where she breaks and starts acting like a child. But I don't know, like, Linnae, she kind of bores me a bit. Like, I don't know, like, character-wise, she's kind of dull, you know. I don't know. She doesn't, like, character-wise, she doesn't stand among the rest of the characters in the series. Just on that alone, she's pretty basic despite being one of the main characters. Hell, she's a lot more basic than Hyde is, and that's saying something. But anyway, Akosky, the boy, the legend, he gets an A. Now, I'm trying to judge Akosky based off his appearance in Under Night, not his appearance in Akosky BlizzConf. And I mean, even if I were to do that, what would be the point? I haven't played Akosky BlizzConf in so long, and god damn it, I played that thing back in like early 2010s. Hot damn. But yeah, Akosky's a pretty decent character. His gameplay is pretty fun, and I just find it funny that the fact that people just meme the shit out of Akosky. He's like the most memeable character in this entire game, just because of Bitatsu and just because of Chesto. Like, and the funny thing about these Akosky memes, they're pretty funny, you know, they're really funny, and they never really get old, despite them being the same joke again and again. Open War Again really isn't my favorite song, but it's a pretty decent song. I mean, I personally like his song Awakening from Akosky Blitzkrieg way more, but you know, I'm not opposed to open war again. But yeah, Akosky, he's a pretty simple character. But I think that's why he works so well. He's still cool in his simplicity. And I do like his arcade mode where he's just hungry. He's on his mission, but he's like, damn, I'm hungry. And he's just straight hungry because he needs to feed the Blitz. He needs to feed himself because I think the Blitz motor kind of like drains him of his like stamina or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but it does make him constantly hungry if I remember correctly. And then he meets Hilda and he freaking straight up calls her a goddamn lady of the night. He essentially just calls her a prostitute, which makes me, it just makes me laugh so much. He freaking straight called Hilda a prostitute, man. Oh yeah, I love it. All right, I'm not gonna rank Lungerekios because I don't know what to do with him. So I'm going to go Borkava. Borkava's a pretty interesting character. He was once a man who's now this beast, this monstrous void beast creature. And now, like, the thing I like about Borkava is that he has to constantly struggle between, you know, trying to keep what little reason he has left, then to delve into like his rage and you know, instinct as a beast. Now I kind of like that, you know. He's still reasonable. He's still a smart guy. He's still like, you know, can talk to people straight up, but he can't control. He can barely control that side of him. And I kind of like that. You know, I kind of like that struggle between the character. Even we don't know much about Borkava, I like that struggle. He's still a pretty cool guy, despite, you know, going through this kind of stuff. He doesn't mean to be a monster. He's just stuck as a monster because of circumstance. And I like that. You know, I feel like Borkava would definitely needs more expansion. Now, Unseen Entities feels like a goddamn meme song on its own. It's just shit, man. That's like a monstrous techno night music if you heard it. Mika, I kind of don't like Mika. Like, I like her design, and I like her theme song, and I like her little story mode segment where she's chronicling her journey all the way to Japan in like this, like her like kid drawings, and I kind of like that. It brings more of the character out. But honestly, Mika's not really my favorite. She's kind of just whatever. I don't like her voice. Like, goddamn, dude. I think that's one thing that holds Mika back for me. Like, it's just hearing her is so annoying, man. Like, something like Japanese voice acting is a hit or miss for me most of the time, because like I will stop liking a character if their voice gets on my nerves, and I think that's perfectly justified. I mean, for me personally, I mean, if I gotta hear the character, I want to at least want them to have a good, decent voice. But yeah, I'm not a really big fan of Mika here. But I do like her character. I like her design. I do like her little story mode segment, which is pretty funny. They did a good job with her in Cross Tag Battle, where they gave her Cassandra Lee as a voice, which, I mean, I was never expecting that kind of voice, but I think it fits her pretty well. Now we move to Nanase. Let's put her at the bottom. All right, now we move at Orie. So, Orie. Okay, fine. That's not fair to put Nanase at the bottom without explaining why. I do not like Nanase. I don't like her personality. I don't like her design. I definitely don't like her theme song. I just don't like Nanase. The only thing I like about her is her gameplay and her cool sword but no, I do not like Nanase. I really, really do not like her, man. Like, her gameplay is pretty fun, so that saves her for me. I guess that's all that matters. But if I'm gonna boil a character down to just her gameplay, then the character's not really cool to me then, you know? Like, shit, the character has to have substance to it for me to enjoy the rest of them, but no, Nanase. Anyway, now moving on to Orie. Orie gets an A for me. See, the one thing I like about Orie is, and Under Night, opposed to, let's say, some like Cross Tag Battles, like, Orie is pretty down to earth and a chill character. You know, in Cross Tag Battle, they made her seem like some kind of like lesser Tsubaki, where she was obsessed with justice and always want to be righteous. And while she's like that in Under Night, you can see more of herself. You know, she's more of a a normal girl, just part of this organization and shit like that. You know, so she still has her own likes and dislikes. She has her own, taste and distaste and shit like that. So she's, straight a down to earth normal person. You know. Plus, I mean, hell, she has a goddamn persona, dude. She has a goddamn persona. Her design looks really, really cool, and her theme song's pretty decent. I mean, Purity and Strictly isn't my favorite song, but like, it's still a good song. But yeah, and I can't play Orie worth a damn, but I think she's an interesting character. She's pretty simple, she's a normal girl. Like how Hyde is a normal dude. thrown in the circumstance, Orie kind of knows what she has to deal with, and she kind of has to play off like, hey, I got my secret life away from this shit, and then there's Hyde too. Her Hyde have a kind of interesting relationship for what little there is of it. But yeah, Phonon. I kind of forget what Phonon even does. I forget what Phonon even does. I remember her like what does she do? I'm trying to remember what Phonon even does, dude. I know she like wore a mask. I think she was like trying to be some kind of vigilante or something. I don't remember. I think all I remember her being an asshole to people, but that's it. I like her design though, and I like her theme song, Sounds of Night. What was it called? Sounds of Night Wind, I think. Yes, sounds fine, but I don't know. I literally do not remember what Phonon even does. I literally do not know, and I apologize for putting her so low because I forgot, but I don't know. All right, Seth, the boy, the Chad god. No, I'm kidding. Now, Seth is pretty all right, like he's an interesting take on like a rival character. He's not like a straight up antagonistic force to Hyde. He's just like doing his own business, and he kind of has to come across Hyde because of Lene and her situation. So like, Lene, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to do what I think is right, and I'm going to save you from your curse. You don't know what the hell you're doing. I'm going to do it. So I kind of like that interesting thing. And like, he's not directly, he's like he's a rival to Hyde, but he's more like Hyde's just there because Lene's there, and I kind of have to deal with him too. That kind of situation. So yeah. Seth is pretty cool, and I do like his theme, Monochrome Memory, his rival theme with Hyde, Mutual Situation, which is just a mashup of Scraper Sky High and Monochrome Memory, which is, I mean, it's not a bad thing. I kind of like when they have two theme songs of a character, of like a character's theme songs, and mesh in a way where it sounds like a whole new song, but it has ties back to those music of the original characters. I kind of like that. So here we got is Batista. Batista say, you know what? I'll put her in A. Batista, like, you wouldn't figure that she's like kind of like a goofball from looking at her, but like, I think it's the way she acts in gameplay kind of, brings out her character more. Like, with some of these characters, you see their personality in the gameplay, but you don't really see much of it. I think most of what Batista's personality boils down to is the gameplay. She's serious at some points. You can see her getting sleepy. You can see her just going pow, 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 pew, 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 and shit like that. Like, you get all of Batista's personality in the gameplay. It's not like just like characters like, oh, they have to do their own arcade runs and shit like that. You learn more about them. No, I think you learn more about Batista here than you ever do in the story mode. And I like that, in the arcade mode. And I like that. I think Batista is more the one of the more expressive characters in gameplay rather than Jim just having to go to the story mode and figure them out. She's more expressive during the game play itself rather than just actually having to run through an arcade mode of her or having to watch through those long ass freaking recollections she does about the past of Under Night, which, god damn it, they are way too long, man. I get the backstory and shit, but oh my god, it's just draining. Wagner gets A for me just for the sole fact that her gameplay is fun. I don't like her personality all that much, but her gameplay is pretty fun and easy to get into. Almost a little bit too easy to get into, and that's why I love playing her. Nah, dude, like, one thing that gets me, like, okay, it's funny, going through my arcade runs and trying to get trophies and shit. Like one of her, like, her main, it's like main specials, like her main, like, what do you call those? Shit. I forgot. I just forgot the names of the moves. Like, Under Night has a lot of terminology, but like when you try to use that move where she rises up in the air, where she's cloaked in flames and attacks the enemy while she rises up in the air. How often do I get to hit that move until the enemy just blocks it outright or just misses it? That's one thing I like about Wagner, man. Like, I'm like, man, I'm trying to hit you with this special move, and then like everyone's constantly blocking it. I'm like, shit, it's like the best move she had, one of the best bear moves she has. I can't even freaking use it. Anyway, Waldstein, whoops, messing up again. He gets a shit. There you go. He gets a B for me. Waldstein, he's okay. I like him for the sole fact that he's just this giant hulking mass of a character where his like goddamn claws literally reach half screen. Most of the time full screen, and I'm sitting there like, shit, dude, how is this character even existing? I remember seeing a screenshot of Wallstein back in the day. I was like, how does this character even function? How is this even fair? You know, like, how does this character even function? But it turns out he's all like, oh, I get it. He has to, like, you know, reach for you and shit. And then, like, his arms aren't, like, I remember seeing a screenshot of Wallstein and I thought his arms were part of his, like, his hitbox. Like, him standing straight was part of his hitbox. I was like, well, shit, how are you ever going to hit Wallstein if he's constantly, he can just poke you and you're dead? Oh, man. But yeah, Wallstein is just, I like his theme though. Maximize Power is a pretty damn good song. I think it's pretty underrated. No one ever talks about Maximize Power, and I feel bad because that song is pretty damn good. That's one of my favorite internet songs in general. But Wallstein himself is pretty whatever. Yuzu gets an A from me. Yuzu, she just has an overall cool design and a cool personality. You know, big sis type characters and shit like that. You know, she's pretty fun. She's a pretty fun time. I don't know what else to say about Yuzu. I know she has like ties to the Nightblade clan and shit like that, you know, because her family, the Sogetsu's family, I think, has ties to them. But other than that, I don't know, man. Like, her gameplay is way too hard for me to even get into, you know. But her theme song is pretty cool in the first couple of seconds. And her design is pretty memorable. You guys know why you see a lot of Yuzu art. It's because her design is pretty nice. You know, it has this modern and traditional look mixed together in this current timeline, which is pretty cool. So yeah, she's a pretty easy